Welcome to the real life show, Living with a Chronic Illness. We are your hosts, Cassie and Chelsea. I'm Cassie, a single mom living with a chronic illness who is extremely passionate about living a full and happy life.
And I'm Chelsea, a mindset coach that has a passion for helping people learn to put themselves first and be the best version of themselves each and every day.
We came together to create Spoonies Unite, an uplifting community that offers resources, guidance, and support so you can live your best life while giving you the space to be yourself, be heard, and feel understood. We hope that by providing education from experts, we help Spoonies and their loved ones thrive.
This show is not only for those who live with a chronic illness, but their friends, family, spouses, and just anyone else existing on the earth. Our goal is to normalizing having a chronic illness by sharing the real stories with real people and show the world how relatable those everyday struggles can be. There's a little something in here for everyone.
And of course, thank you to our patrons for your continued support making this possible. If you love our show and want to get some extra goodies, go to patreon.com/TheRealSpooniesUnite. Enjoy the show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of The Real Life Show, Living with a Chronic Illness. I'm not really sure why I said hello so weird, but that's okay. We are on day one. We are really excited to dive into what the questions of each day actually are. So if you listen to our first episode in this 22 episode series, we went through kind of why we created this workbook, some of the benefits that you get out of it, and we went through the pre-work and calculating your spoons. And so today we're going to go over what your daily questions are, what the special question for day one is, so you can start being better about managing your energy. Woo!
Party!
So every day we're going to be asking you a few questions. First one is check in with yourself. How are you feeling today? What are your thoughts like? How does your body feel? Take the time to just literally check in with yourself. And depending on what you've been doing in the past, it may have been a really long time since you honestly checked in with yourself. So it may feel a little bit uncomfortable. It may feel a little bit weird, but the more in tune you can get with how your body feels physically, what your emotions are like, what your energy is like, what your thoughts are like, all that stuff, the better you're going to be able to make decisions for managing your energy for that day and going forward. So you got to get in tune with you. You got to connect with yourself, check in order for that to happen. Okay. And then we're going to get really specific on your energy levels. So look at your energy levels. How many spoons do you feel like you have for today? Now, this is a question that we're going to ask you each and every day, because I know in the pre-work, you go through Cassie's amazing system of calculating how many spoons you have, but there may be times where you wake up and you have way less energy than normal for whatever reason. Maybe you slept like crap. Maybe you had a really busy day the day before. Maybe you fought with a friend or a family member and that drained you. Life happens. And so some days you might have a little bit less energy, or maybe there's other days where you're like, I feel like I can do anything. And we just want you to be able to kind of notice those changes in your energy going forward. All right. So you're just going to kind of check in. You're going to be like, how many spoons do I have? Again, it's okay to guess. The more you do this process, the more specific you're going to be able to get and accurate you will get for yourself. So you're going to ask yourself how many spoons you have for that day. Write it down. Please write it down. It's important for later. And then you're going to ask yourself, what are you proud of from yesterday? Or what are you grateful for today? And you're going to list at least 3 things. And so that's really important, because we want to be able to focus on as many positive things in our life as we can. And by looking at what you're proud of from yesterday, you can kind of focus on the good things that you accomplished or you did, or just maybe didn't do. Maybe you're proud that you said no to something. Anything that you feel proud of, write down. And then grateful, maybe there's days where you're like, I'm not feeling especially proud of anything. Yesterday was a normal day, but I'm really happy the sun is shining today. Or maybe you're happy if it's raining. Sometimes I really like rainy days and I like to snuggle up with my book and just kind of chill and drink tea. So whatever you feel grateful for, just kind of bring a little bit of positivity, even on a day where you feel like shit and the world is really dark and scary, not a nice place, trying to focus on a little bit of positivity. So those are going to be kind of your daily questions that will come up every single day. And then each day you will also get another question that's going to help you dive a little bit deeper into your energy management. So make sure you also don't skip out on these questions. Take the time, do them. Day one's question is, what are some things / activities that give you energy? How can you do more of those things each day? All right. Because as Cassie mentioned, there's some things that are going to drain your energy, and there's some things that are going to just give you more energy. They're going to give you more spoons back into your day. There are some people that I talk to, and after talking to them for about 5 minutes, I'm like, okay, I have no more energy left because they drained it all. And that's okay. I mean, it's not nothing against them. It's just the way our energies interact. But I could talk to Cassie literally all day.
Which we
have. And still feel excited and energized. So starting to notice maybe which people drain you, how much time can you spend with each type of person. I've got some family members that I love with all my heart. They're amazing individuals, but I can spend a certain amount of time with them before I'm like, and I'm done. Not because they're doing anything wrong, but just because just the way our energies are interacting. Maybe I feel like I have to talk more, or I don't know. Just kind of notice patterns.
And it might be like, for example, maybe you like to meditate and that kind of refreshes you and gives you some energy. And I found that Pilates gives me energy. It's very rare that Pilates takes my energy away. I have anymore. I should clarify. Currently, where I'm at in my body and in my life right now, it's very rare that Pilates takes my energy away. That being said, a few years ago, the doing Pilates would totally take spoons, but because it would help relieve some of my chronic pain, it was worth like using the spoons. But for me, some of the activities that give me energy, Pilates, working on our Spoonies stuff, like Chelsea said, it totally invigorates me. Every time we do a podcast episode, like there's been times we've gotten ready for an interview and I'm like, dude, I am so tired. I don't even know how to get through the next hour with our interview. And we get off and I am so fucking invigorated. And I'm like, we met this amazing person and everything we're doing is amazing. And so working on our Spoonie stuff, eating a good meal and not overeating can give me energy. A healthy meal, if it's like the right stuff, like drinking a really good smoothie with the right ingredients in it can really freaking give me some energy. Reading and resting is a huge way to give me energy because I am super guilty of like being a super duper multitasker. I mean, like I'll be watching something and on my phone and like talking to somebody. And I mean, I just try to do all the things at once. So for me, I've talked about this before. One of the only ways to actually truly like shut my brain off and focus on one thing to actually chill the fuck out is reading. So reading and resting definitely gives me some spoons back and kind of replenishes me, especially if I like am really burned out in a day. Taking a little bit of time and doing that is good. And then of course a good night's sleep gives me spoons. And then I also put on here laughing. Having a freaking good laugh, man, that is so like energizing. I mean, there's been times that I have just like laughed my ass off with friends and my abs are sore and my face hurts, but I just feel like energized and invigorated. I don't feel drained and tired, and so, really find those little things that make you feel good and happy and energized and invigorated. Chelsea, what about you?
I also like to read to give myself some energy and some spoons back. And one thing I'd also kind of encourage you all to think about is what's something that maybe you think gives you energy that maybe doesn't. So I know when I get home from work or I'm just done working for the day and I'm ready to relax, one of the first things I go to is watching The Office on Netflix because I'm obsessed with The Office. It's one of the greatest shows ever. But in all honesty, sitting on my couch and watching a couple hours of The Office is not all that energizing for me. Like, yeah, it's fun. Yeah, I enjoy it, but it doesn't give me any energy back. It just doesn't. It's definitely kind of just like an escape, a distraction, where if I were to spend that couple of hours before going to bed reading or taking a bath. I love taking baths. I love lighting candles. That stuff gives me a lot more energy than just like sitting on my couch watching TV. Even though you'd think, oh, sitting on your couch watching TV doesn't take any energy at all. Well, it does. It still does.
It still does.
I've binge watched Game of Thrones episodes all day and then felt exhausted at the end.
Yeah.
So just kind of be aware of those things, like what really is giving your energy. And then maybe you got to make some tough decisions sometimes of, well, I want to sit on the couch and do this, but I probably should go do something else. I also just love to be outside whenever it's not overly hot or humid here in Kansas. I like to be outside. I love to spend time with my dogs. I like just talking to friends. So those are things that give me energy.
Yay.
So we are excited to start hearing about what gives you energy. We'd love to hear how this workbook is affecting you. So
we're super social and we're super interactive. So freaking let us know.
So send us a message on Instagram or Facebook, or send us an email. Tag us in your stories sharing about it. Take a screenshot of the episode. Tell us what the things that give you energy are, and let us know. But this is day 1. And we will be back tomorrow with day 2.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please write us a review to help us reach more people like you.
If you'd like to connect with Cassie and I, you can find us on Instagram at The Real Spoonies Unite. You can also join our private Facebook community, Spoonies Unite, or you can visit our website, therealspooniesunite.com, for all sorts of resources and to stay up to date with our current projects. And don't worry, you can find all of these links in the show notes below.
Thank you to our wonderful Spoonie patrons for all your support, and you can become one too. That's right. All you have to do is go on over to patreon.com/therealspooniesunite, and you can get all sorts of extra goodies like videos of our episodes and more.
Any support is greatly appreciated. It helps enable us to create more content for all of you, as well as make this podcast sound better and better. Thanks for listening. We can't wait to be back in your ears soon.